The bed I'm sitting on now is an aged thing. She's 5+ years old. This is the first spring bed that we have welded. And it was like this. I rented this apartment, and there was no satisfying plane for me to sleep in. And we were sitting on the base for something, back and forth, and from all kinds of scrap metal, car springs, these jacks and pumps, we created this bed. But it turned out that she was a wow, and we began to move her to the masses. And what is the result? People who own such a bed become happier, and their brothers grow stronger. Subscribe to the channel Piece of Meat. So we came to the metal depot for pipes for beds, but judging by the fact that there is no one in the crane, and the workers are taking food, we will have to load ourselves with our hands. Well, the corpse is not very much, so we are not used to it. We will go to the next warehouse with unbound pipes on the roof, but we are not used to it. It's a simple matter. In general, it's cool that we can introduce a 6-meter rental, because it's more convenient to cut, and the consumption is less. And most importantly, you don't have to wait a long time and painfully cut. Because while you're getting a metal depot, the metal is at the metal depot. A lot of time will pass, you will get tired of waiting. And down. Today, everything passed quickly enough. We leave the metal depot, the last inspection point, and go to our workshop. While we are watching a time-lapse about the assembly of the base, which all beds are identical and differ only in size, we will tell you about the headboard of the beds, and they are different. We once made a headboard out of a cast-iron frame from a piano. For a musician, of course. Also, several backs were made from car muzzles, for, so to speak, peculiar motorists. And there was also a base from a kangaroo house, but it was a separate type. Hello to you, Sanya. As we have already mentioned, there were entrance pumps with jacks, but it was an absolute improvisation. Less often, we take on simple geometric shapes from profile pipes, if you are not yet ready for our true taste. Weed for the poor quality of photos, some of them taken on the intercom. And you can also take, for example, an old Soviet bed, and use its restored backs in our style. For particularly fastidious fastener lovers, you can perform, for example, a pan of nuts. In general, almost any of your fantasies about the headboard can be realized in metal. In any case, do not be afraid of your fantasies, and go with pleasure on their lead. Tired of corporate parties at the bowling alley and in the sauna? Don't know what to do with your work team? Is the fantasy over? There is a way out. A highly qualified team of welders and animators is ready to provide their services for your celebration to make it truly unforgettable. For example, in this video you can watch how the heads of the foreign company Hella have fun, jointly remaking an old car into an unusual stand for their branded products. Welders animators with enviable enthusiasm demonstrate the basics of their profession to the participants of the event. Every employee of your company will be able to try himself in an unusual business firm. Sparks fly merrily, lights flicker. It's office people the welder entertains. Stand together in a row, put on masks. Look, metal is flowing, very, very red. Put a bag of bones. Usually furniture manufacturers use rack and pinion orthopedic bases at the base of their beds. In our opinion, slats are not the best solution, because they do not give uniform rigidity of the surface for sleeping, and sometimes break. Our metal mesh construction solves this issue, and is also much more durable, reliable, and does not creak. Are you thinking of throwing them out? And why are they needed? Well, nails will come in handy. Let's fake it somewhere to put it aside. We will collect the legs from springs and such metal round nickels. The diameter of these nickels corresponds to the diameter of the spring. We have prepared a small slipway, and putting a spring here, we will slowly boil them one by one. There is one bed, and there are 8 springs here, you will rightly notice. And here's the thing. Now we are assembling 2 beds on springs, although one of them will be out of the ordinary. Delighting its owners at night with the presence of springs, or pleasantly lulling them with the cradle function. During the day, it will hide the night secrets of the owners under the ceiling, leaving room for daytime activities. Click on the bell, then suddenly now I will try to explain how this bed works, but everything is within the bounds of decency, of course, although the goal is very indecent. That's how it doesn't work. It works like this. See how effective it is. Beauty. And now, within the bounds of decency, we will try to tell you about the indecent features of this bed, but about very pleasant features. We call this bed Superman, because it increases male efficiency by 40%. But if you have such a bed, and you went on vacation, then you will have to be much more active than in ordinary life, because such a bed is addictive for girls. It's all a suspended bed, which has been installed the other day, and now it's just a bunch of details and my head is spinning. As usual, I get lost in such early moments, but now probably we will get together, figure it out, get together again, and everything will work out for us. But, while in general figs understand what where. Bearings on paws, gear motors, some circles, some buckles, flexible parts. The head is spinning, the base of the bed is ready, and now we need to make sure that the sling comes out of it correctly. To do this, we will fasten the so-called buckle here, through which we will hold the slings in any way and go down. Slowly. But in order to keep it comfortably, we cook such plates here, which will have nuts attached from the inside, and as a result, we will see a smooth surface here with two of these holes, and everything will be neat and tidy. It came to the axis that the bed turns. The calibrated rod was not on sale, so we bought a fig knows what kind, and now we will conjure a class with it. For fans of lathes, I want to inform you the following. We got this machine already in poor condition. The colors were given to my pink to emphasize the frivolity of our attitude towards him, and in general. We wanted to remove this whole part from him, in order to work in it exclusively with Bulgarians. But our neighbors told us that it was impossible, that they would sometimes sharpen it. Well, that's what it is, that is. Let's try to assemble in general how it all looks, while not welding or fixing anything. It just fits or not. It fits, it fits. There are no puzzles here for some reason, because I probably pushed this case. We'll have to mark everything up, but it doesn't matter. The main thing is that on the one hand, there remains to be satisfied. We were stuck in the garage, and now on installation. Why is it nice to cut a glossy stretch ceiling with a stationary knife? I've been wanting to do this for a very long time, and now the opportunity has presented itself. Well, with a puncher, dust and clogging of wedge anchors, special comments are not required. It's familiar and understandable. The installation of all these ceiling structures is also clear, but the stretching of the slings is, of course, always a pleasant activity, because from an empty space, there is just such a ready-made structure, a bed. And then, when the whole thing is already starting to rise, new, fresh emotions come. A bed with springs, which still descends from the ceiling and can swing, is just my personal dream, only I realize it on chains, not on slings. But this is also a more complicated design. And here, we got the perfect combination for a small apartment, just a complete set of fun.